Hey, I'm Kev K. Welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the manager career has... We're in Spain for the second time this season around the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, and Dan MacDonald is just picking up where you left off in the first third of the season, where you left off in Mugello last time out, as he is over a second ahead of anyone else in free practice, with Marquez the second, Flying Fiend in third, Dovi fourth, Pedrosa fifth, Cutcho sixth or seventh, Lorenzo sixth, Iannone in 8th, Zarco in 9th, and look at that, Vinales sneaks through in 10th ahead of Rossi in 11th. Rossi in qualifying 1. What is going on? This madness. Let's see if Dan MacDonald though can keep up the madness in qualifying. So we are in qualifying, just warming up before we belt down 2 laps of qualifying gold, no doubt, for MacDonald. I don't know if he'll be right up there. Be interested to see if Rossi made it through to qualifying 2. No doubt he did, but still a bit shocking seeing that he going to qualifying 1. You don't expect that of the Yamahas. Well, the factory Yamahas at least. But here we go for the first time around this very tricky circuit. It's kind of a less fun Jerez, basically on the motorbike. As we begin with the downhill braking and the uphill of the first chicane, then the very long turn 3. Do really love this corner. A bit more than an F1 car because you can take kind of flat out. It's a bit more challenging on a bike though. And then into the right hander. Now we're just taking loads of corners in second gear. While trying to practice, or balance, shall I say, our throttle on the exit. I'm not sure what practice is. Not sure someone will know down below. But that's this whole circuit, a bit like Jerez. As I said, that's mostly second or third gear corners where you're balancing to throw out the corners. Not much rest between the corners either. Lots of them can flow into each other. And look at this qualifying effort. 7/10 up on Dovi. He's got the provisional pole. And he's gaining on, is that Crutch though? In the final sector. He's got so patient in that right hander. And down the hill. Can't wait for these bikes to go back to the older format. It'll hopefully be much safer than it was a couple of years ago for the bikes. And there is Crutch though. As MacDonald runs towards the line, does a 40.7 just like in practice. He has laid down a marker, which will be very tough to beat. He's going to try and do that on this second qualifying effort just to bring it home, make it safe. They've got already a 10th up for the first couple of corners. And now through that turn 3, look at that, balancing the rear tyre. Whereas he gets on the power, he's catching up to Tech 3 in front. Fellow satellite Yamaha has Danny down. Did that Mugello, didn't he? Still having a good run as the Honda rider. So that's nicely over the curb, and still a 10th up is MacDonald. We had a cracking last sector where he gained most of his time as... Oh, the Tech 3 kicking dirt in our eyes. Bit jealous. The elusive satellite Honda. Or Yamaha, should I say. He's still up. Taking a very tight line though into the hairpin. And struggling with the power out of it. And taking a wide line. Let's see if we a bit better on the throttle this time around. That's it, much more assertive on the exit as he goes down the inside. The Tech 3 compromises the line into the final chicane. No one always losing the rear end. As you can see, a motorbike around 15 seconds there in the F1 circuit, I would say. And they're going to maintain that advantage in the final sector, 40.6. He's pretty consistent as MacDonald kid, isn't he? Never would have guessed it after 8 seasons, as... Let's see if this is a pole time. Oh, yes it is. Easily ahead of Marc Marquez by a second, with the Flying Fiend on the front row, and Dovi in 4th, There's a fifth, Lorenzo 6th, Crutcho 7th, Ian only 8th, Zarco 9th. Vinales 10th, then Petrucci and Rossi did make it through, but down in 12th on the grid. So let's see if the Elusive twins can bring home the bacon for Yamaha in the race. So we are looking at another glorious grid with the Elusive twins on the front row, flanking by Marcus's Honda has. You look at the riders outside the top 12, leading the 5th row is Folgate of Espargaro and Basel. 6th row got Red ahead of Rins and Miller. 7th row Baptista ahead of Rabat and Abraham. 8th row Vera Espargaro. Those with Bradley Smith on the special row.
Warm-up lap complete then. The riders have taken up their positions on the starting grid and the Grand Prix of Catalunya about to get underway.
That's a nice clear run to the first corner. For MacDonald can have another stellar start just like he had at Mugello in the last race as the lights appear and go out for this 7-lap race. And that's a decent start for MacDonald. In this site, Mark has got a bit of a wheelie as he got knocked down his inside though for this first corner. And whoa, here comes everyone. Looks like Dobby brought a train with him. As he fights off, Ian only does MacDonald, but he's got Marquez and Pedrosa ahead of him and his teammate. And I believe that is Dovizioso leading as we've got Ian only and Crutcho battling behind for 6th. God, it's all serene, and then in came a wrecking ball in that first corner for MacDonald. Looking down the inside of Marquez. Got caught out by his teammate. MacDonald takes advantage up to 4th. But he's got a bit of a battle in his hands on this opening lap. Bit different than he probably expected. So Crutcho and Ian only still battling like a hell. And look, Pedrosa taking that corner very poorly. That's MacDonald through. Taking down the inside of his teammate now. He's really stuck on the tail of that Ducati. To go onto the back straight out of Kampsa. Build the speed towards 200 miles per hour for braking around 120 metres into the F1 hairpin. This is the F1 circuit. Only time I hope for the bikes will take this circuit. Oh, he goes down the inside of Pedrosa. The flying fin takes the lead. It's actually Lorenzo in 2nd. Got Dovi down in 6th, battling with Crutchlow. Let's go to the end of the first lap. Can MacDonald make it? An elusive 1-2. So next down the inside of Lorenzo was never seen again. It was a bit dirty from MacDonald. It needs an elusive 1-2, not the way you want it though. Not the order probably expected either. It's got Pedrosa in 3rd, Marquez in 4th. So it's Yamaha and Honda. And I believe it is Dovi in 5th now on the Ducati. But what a start from Lorenzo to be leading into the first corner. He does do that in real life sometimes. Here comes MacDonald looking into his favourite right-hander. Eases by his teammate. Got some dark clouds overhead, but don't think it's going to rain. Oh, hello. Flying Finn wants a battle, does he? I think it's time for MacDonald just to put the hammer down now and get away from his teammate. Has he got a bit of a gap to Pedrosa as well? He's not right on the tail of the Flying Finn, thankfully. But these are the only Yamahas that are kind of working around Catalunya. Very disappointing for the factory team. So accidentally get down the first gear. Let's have his teammate back on his tail. As there goes Marquez past Pedrosa, trying to catch up to the front pair. And here comes Dovi into 3rd. Ducati's really working around Catalunya, just like they did in real life, particularly in Dovizioso's hands. Rode one of his best races, did Dovi. It was masterful kind of management of tyres and executing a plan to win that race. Did it to perfection. One of his best wins in the past season. MacDonald does a 42.4. So on the medium tyres, you may have seen in practice. Didn't go on a harder tyre for practice for once. Was on the softs. So maybe accounting for that second gap as there goes Marquez past Dovi into the first corner. Cracking battle for 3rd going on between the Honda and Ducati. We've got a pair of Yamahas separated by a 2nd at the front. Well, yeah, last time, when MacDonald was just leading and getting away from everyone, I was talking about 2017 season as Duffy gets back past Marquez into that right-hander. Talking about the big three teams where you had Ducati perform outstandingly, especially in Duffy's hands. I'm really looking forward to what the Italian rider and team can do next season. And let's just see if Jorge can keep it up, if Lorenzo can keep it up for a whole season. That's his, I think that is the final year in his contract where he signed a 2-year deal, I believe, Ducati. So if he doesn't do well then, he could of course Rossi and go back to Yamaha maybe to replace Rossi. He could retire, you never know. And I'm not sure if Yamaha particularly wants Lorenzo. So they all got their eggs in the Vinales basket now. But you never know. There's some strange moves sometimes in any motorsport. But yeah, Ducati very good. Honda very good as well. Pedrosa, as MacDonald does another 42-1 as he goes in the second half of this race. There's a lead of 2 seconds down on his teammate as Dovy's in third ahead of Marquez. Joes was decent. Again, just went missing for parts of the season. That's his problem against Marquez. He can be so consistent. Wring the neck of that Honda and grab everything out of it. And that's why he's won 4 MotoGP titles in 5 seasons since he's entered. We're actually in a period of domination for Marquez. But it's been so competitive, we just don't realise it, do we? It's been fantastic battling these past few years, not just from Marquez against Dovi, but Marquez against Lorenzo, against Rossi, against Pedrosa as well on occasion. And there's been the odd Iannone battle as well when he was on a Ducati, so Marquez has got 4 titles in 5 years. He's only 24 as well. He's the youngest 6-time world champion because they count Moto3, Moto2 or 125, 250cc titles as well in Grand Prix motorcycle race. And that's why Rossi's a 9-time champion. Even though he's only won, off the top of my head, 7, I believe, MotoGP titles. Or 6 MotoGP titles and 1 500cc title. But the biggest amount of titles, I believe, off the top of my head, is Agostini, who got 15 in the 60s and 70s. And I'm not ruling out Marcus from achieving that, to be honest, because the way he's going, well, his peaks, the peak they say for like a driver or rider is only late 20s, not early. So if you could just keep this up, no doubt you could catch Rossi and get 9 titles. Could he catch Angel and Nareto's 12+1? Maybe. Agostini's unlikely, but you just don't know with Marcus. He is that good. But with Honda announcing today, or Livio Supo's been principal at Honda, announcing today that he's leaving the team after being there since, I think it's 2010. Before that he was with Ducati, got them into MotoGP, ran their program until 2009. Helped them win their only title at MotoGP level in 2007 with Casey Stone, and that's a big loss for Honda and MotoGP. He's been a fine ambassador for the sport and, of course, for Honda and Ducati. So, you know, of course, wish him well, and Honda have got a big hole to fill there at the top. So that could scupper Marquez if Honda get into kind of period in the doldrums. That's what kind of happens sometimes when you have a change at the top. We saw that with Ferrari in F1 when they had Tota at the top, then they had Dominicardi, but then the years back they're not winning titles. Then when Dominicardi went, they had, was it Mataachi? for like a season. That was not a very good season at all from Ferrari. Then he got better with Arriva Bene the last couple of seasons. Not 2016, but 15 and 17 have been good. So maybe could see a bit of a slide for Honda. But it's too early to perhaps speculate that. We've got to see who's replacing Supro. But yeah, that is a big shot coming from MotoGP on the day I record this, which is on. As MacDonald goes wide on the curb. And he's down. There goes the lead to the flying fin. And there goes Dovi and Marquez. What have you done, MacDonald? Just got caught on the curb. On this penultimate lap when he looked like he was cruising in the lead. Had over a 3-second lead. Now he's got to be battling like hell to get on the podium. Lucky for him though, Dovi and Marquez are battling like hell for second. Holding each other up as it's like Marquez ahead of Dovi now. Got Pedrosa behind us, so it can still be elusive 1-2, but the order that perhaps shouldn't be. So he goes a bit wide down the hill, does MacDonald. But yeah, a bit uncharacteristic for this season for MacDonald. Makes the odd mistake, but hasn't been doing it in the races as much. As they do go on to the final lap, so let's see what you can do if you can grab second from Dovi now. He's ahead of Marquez. I think the flying fin's out of sight. Even though, look at that, he's only like a second ahead of the battling pair. Let's push like a hell. Got Pedrosa 1.4 seconds back. In fifth. You see the tyres holding on well on these mediums. He just gain like a hell on them. Look at that, you can really see them now. Look at this, he's balancing the bike everywhere. He is doing his best Marquez impression. It's a MacDonald. There we go, up to the problem corner. Braking a bit earlier. Gained half a second. Still got half of that to go though. Oh, kicking up the dust. Trying to smoke screen MacDonald. It's not working as they're going side by side once again into the hairpin. Looks like Dovi's through. But we're seeing this final section. MacDonald has the grip maybe to get a run out of the final couple of corners. Oh, he's messed up the chicane. No. It's going to be the flying fin that wins. It's going to be Dovi in second, Marquez in third, and MacDonald in fourth. After that mistake, still very solid points though for the championship. That's what we've got to put in the back of our mind. Even though he's making the odd mistake, still grabbing very solid points ahead of Vinales as well, and Rossi, who are down in 8th and 11th. Terrible weekend for the Yamaha factory pair, as it is the flying fin that wins ahead of Dovi and Marquez. And we've got Pedrosa in 5th, Quattro 6th, Petrucci in 7th on the Premac. Another good weekend from the Italian. Then we've got Rossi 8th, Eno in 9th, Zarco 10th, Nunez 11th, Red in 12th, Elisa Spargo 13th, Lois Bowser in our 14th from the Frenchman. Then Jonas Folger grabbing the final point once again, this time by 7/10, so a second ahead of Jack Minnow on his mark VDS, with Hector Barber at the back once again, not the home round that he wanted. So in the championship, MacDonald leads by 16 points from his teammate. The Flying Fin has emerged as his title rival. He's 20 points ahead of Maverick Vinales now. He's 36 points back of MacDonald and level on points with Mark Marquez. Or the young Spaniards are going to have a battle, aren't they, in the championship, with Rossi in 5th, then Dovi in 6th, Quattro 7th, Lorenzo 8th, Pedrosa 9th, Zarco 10th. You've got Petrucci, Inoni, Espargo, Redding, Folger, Miller, Baz up to 17th ahead of Baptista, and you've got Paul Espargo ahead of Tito Rabat in 21st, but still a non-point scorer. As in the constructors' standings, Yamaha 63 points ahead of Honda, then you've got Ducati in 3rd, Suzuki 4th, Priya 5th, KTM yet to score, and in the team's ranking, 67-point lead now for Elusive ahead of the factory Yamaha team, with Honda in 3rd, Ducati 4th, Premac 5th, Tech 3 6th, LCR 7th, Suzuki 8th, Aprilia 9th, Mark VDS 10th, Vinti ahead of Aspar in 11th, with the factory KTM effort yet to score. So not the finish that MacDonald wanted, but still very solid points for the championship ahead of what is now his title rival, the Flying Finn. Started third, finished in first. MacDonald first, finished in fourth. Still both achieved the race objective. For Andrea, not on the podium. Started 33rd, finished in fourth. What the hell? He's dropped to second in the championship, while for the Portuguese rider started fifth, finished in third. Smashed his race jet up to 7th in the championship, while in Moto3, it was second for the Swede after starting on pole. He still leads the championship though, with Alejandro started third, finished third, is third in the championship, and he improves his throttle management. Andrea improves his cornering, and the Portuguese rider improves his braking, cornering, body position, and Moto2 Affinity. That will be full Moto2 Affinity after the next round in Assen, and that's a decent haul, credits and reputation. And we end the episode with an activity day, and we could do some muscle building, go to the gym and improve our riders' for control ability by 100 XP, do an interview, an extra credit bonus to achieve sponsor objective of 100% in the next race, or do an autograph list and get a reputation bonus of 525 reputation, don't really care about that, and social networking, get an extra bonus for the next race to achieve the sponsor objective of 100%, we're doing Q&A with the fans, not really interested about the reward you get from that. I think we're just going to do some muscle building for our riders, improve their throttle control ability. So next time out, I'll be heading to the Netherlands and the classic TT circuit. Assen, another kind circuit for MacDonald. Most of these circuits have been kind to MacDonald. There's only a handful which have been kind of bogey tracks in the past, but Assen is definitely not one of them. So can he grab some more vital points in his title battle against the Flying Finn? Can the Flying Finn win? And maybe get closer to MacDonald. And in Moto2, can Andrea regain the championship lead with another podium? And in Moto3, can the Swede continue leading and Alejandro continue grabbing the podium? So find out next time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you then.